practice full course yellow deployed by Scott Elkins down in the bottom right there. With the headset on. Well, they've all got headsets on, that's not really differentiating him, is it? But we're doing a practice full course yellow just so all the marshals get used to it. And the first international single-seater race in Indonesia since 2006, so good to get these practices in.
What was that? Was that
all teams, this is race control. Full course yellow ending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag, green flag.
So they get back underway. Yeah, it was A1GP. None of these drivers actually were in it. Sebastian Buemi would have been in it, but for some reason didn't. He was doing the rest of the season, but then got replaced or swapped, I don't know, by Neil Jani. There were Neil Jani, Salvador Duran, and Ho Pin Tung, all former Formula E racers, raced in that race in Indonesia, in Jakarta, actually, South Jakarta, but none of them here. Sam Byrne in the Jaguar.
I'm just watching the cars over the bumps already. There's quite some quite sort of medium frequency bumps, which the teams were talking about yesterday. At first, you think, a lovely smooth surface, but you can definitely see that the cars are
easier. And this is where it sits in the grand scheme of the season. It's the start of the second half of the year. 2 races in Diriyah done, Mexico done, Italy done, Monaco done, Germany done. We've got a bit of Marrakesh, a couple of races in New York, some London season opener. And this is how the championship standings looks coming into the second half of the year. Stoffel Vandoorne is up at the top. 1 win in Monaco. He's got 3 podiums in a row. And he is ahead of Eduardo Mortara by 12 points in the championship to score. And as a result, it is Mercedes EQ. Well, it's Dragon at the bottom as a result of not scoring any points. But up at the top is Mercedes EQ and Rocket Venturi Racing. DS Techeetah chasing them down. But
37 kilometers, 18 turns Jakarta circuit, very wide through turn 1, quite a flowing corner, 2 and 3 taken as 1 corner, got to prepare out of 3 for the 4, 5, 6 area, accelerating into another wide braking zone of 7, and then this whole section 9, 10, 11, 12, threading the car between the walls into another heavy braking zone of the hairpin of 13. And you've got the type mode activation zone on the outside of the bank, turn 16, a long tyre torturer in 17, turn 18, out of there, across the finish line. It's a lap of Jakarta.
And the track in the shape of a sort of hobby horse that they use in the traditional dance. The head is over on the right-hand side, the tail over on the left-hand side in the traditional Kuda Lumping dance. There you go, there's your fact of the day.
Wow.
So, sunrise has just happened. Beautiful morning here in Jakarta.
30 minutes to learn as much as they can about the track, but also to get some air circulating and cool down from these very hot conditions.
We're in the region of Ancol in North Jakarta, so over to the right-hand side was Jakarta itself, and then we're on the north, as you can see, with the beach on the left-hand side, and that is the heads out on the track. Now, they did do shakedown yesterday, but you're only allowed to run at half power, less than half power, for 2 laps, so... And we're in some classic Formula E territory here, aren't we? One day, brand new circuit, lock up for Nick de Vries, and now it is about just getting on top of everything and correlating basically from the simulator to what you've got here in real life and for the session later on. And you can see huge wide entry into the first corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the dust as well. The lots of lockups heading straight out the pit lane. I'm surprised it's dusty because they made a big effort to try and clean the track yesterday. Brand new surface.
Turn 13, slowest corner on the circuit. The 2 Mercedes are now into the final corner of turn 18 and out across the line. And they're running very much together here, aren't they? Which is
attention all teams, this is race control. Full course yellow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course.
Jack, as much as possible, try and correlate what they learned in the sim and see if it all matches up. As we discussed earlier on the way to the track this morning, you cannot afford to make a mistake just because of the schedule this morning. It's so quick. Those you're trying to keep the tyres in contact with the tarmac as much as you possibly can.
So de Vries, after doing the initial running right behind Vandoorne, now backs himself off a little bit of wheel spin on the exit as he comes over the line and down towards the first corner where Vandoorne is at the moment, turning into the right-hander. There is Mitch Evans.
Thing to consider, Jack, obviously the circuit's cleaning up a bit, there's going to be a bit of rubber going down, the grip's going to increase, but the tyres are going to overheat. You know, 1 or 2 laps, the tyres are just going to continually overheat, lose grip because of that, get them out of their operating window. And if you look at the surface, it's very dark.